Welcome back to the Blind Sensei Society. Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Riddell. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the top 20 fights of 2024 in anime. And this one should be fun because I'll also be rearranging the rankings on my own personal list to see if I think a little bit differently from the person who created this. Shout out VinnyTube. I think this is the video of theirs. So let's dive right into it. Like and subscribe. The first fight they got is Buchigiri. So did you see that quote? It said to lose my virginity. That anime sucks, bro. Origin versus Shindo. By default, I'm putting Buchigiri last.
Origin versus Shindo from Buchigiri. And I mean, it seriously reminds you of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in a lot of ways. But let's talk about one of the most intense fight scenes involving Origin and Shindo. This is the showdown where things go from absolute
I hate this anime so much, bro.
in about 3 seconds. So Shindo's out here doing his thing, which apparently involves whipping the ever-loving crap out of Origin and his gang. But when Shindo whipped Maharo, our boy's crush, Origin decided.
I hate this anime so much. I don't want to give it any praise, bro. I do not like this anime.
Destroyed Shindo by punching him, and let me tell you, Origin punches Shindo with so much power that the scene replays the hit 3 different times. You know a punch is epic when the anime is like, nope, you gotta see it again, and one more time for good measure. This scene is a pure work of art because you can literally feel the force of that punch. Luckily, Origin finally got his MC moment, the one we've all been waiting for desperately. And did anyone get it?
MC moment. He said, "Oh, do not compare this to Oh My." He said to lose my virginity when he did this. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm not moved. I'm not moved. I'm a hater. I don't care. Ooh, what's this? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
An anime that not a lot of people talk about. It's when Sojiro fought the Shulk. The series itself is a unique kind of isekai, and it's got some jaw.
Okay, oh wait, hold on. Does this have a little bit of aura? Let me see this again. Sojiro versus Shulk.
Next up is an entry from.
And the way I'm gonna rank it, I'm gonna do a blind ranking. So I don't even know what's on this list. So I'm gonna kind of assume what fights should and should not be here, and based off my knowledge, and I'll blind rank it. Right now, Arjun versus Shindo, because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit too much on this video. They're last. Buchigiri sucks. Sojiro versus Shulk. Definitely seems like an isekai because it seems out of place.
The series itself is a unique kind
A little bit of CGI.
Sojiro is our amazing sword master, the one who can cut through anything. On the
Oh.
other hand, we have Shulk, the sound slicer, who's called that for a reason. When the two duke it out, it's nothing short of
A little bit of a CGI, very noticeable.
Sojiro can't keep up his moves. So what does he do? He predicts Shulk's moves and it deals with him like that. The intensity of this fight is off the charts. Every clash of their abilities sends shockwaves across the battlefield, and you're sitting there on the edge of your seat.
I'll give this an 18.
What I love about this fight is how Sojiro anticipates Shulk's movements, even when he can't see them, and he can still evade.
It looks pretty solid.
How challenging it is to predict movements.
I'll put it 18.
It's truly impressive, and the fact that not a lot of people are talking about this anime is infuriating, to be honest.
There's so many isekai. Can you blame them? Harley Quinn versus Katana. I heard everybody hates this anime, so.
Moving on, we have Suicide Squad Isekai where Harley Quinn fights Katana. Katana, armed with her soul-stealing sword and lethal skills, faces off against a surprisingly pumped-up Harley Quinn who's eager to.
It looks like a good fight. I'm not gonna lie. The animation looks clean.
Who knew she was such a skilled swordsman? The animation in this fight, well, it's absolutely stunning.
It looks
It's a huge
clean.
upgrade from their initial clash, but the real star here is the choreography. Harley's unpredictable fighting style is a blast to watch here as she seamlessly blends acrobatic agility with chaotic.
I like it. I'm putting 12.
I just can't get enough of it. I was surprised at how good the fight scenes were, and my mind was absolutely blown away with this one.
I'm gonna put it 12. Let me know if I'm cooking so far. Oh, I'm not using my YouTube Premium account. I have ads. Okay, let me know if I'm cooking so far. I have that number 12. This is a blind ranking while I'm doing this. All right, we're back. I have my YouTube Premium account on a different account. Delicious in Dungeon. I heard some people really like this anime. Who's the fight? Everybody versus who? Everybody versus Fallen. Okay. I like the designs.
Cooking their way into this list, we have Farnin fighting everyone in Delicious in Dungeon. At first, it made it like a pretty delightful and hilarious adventure show about cooking monsters, but don't judge a book by its cover because the fight scenes in this one are epic. Farnin was consumed by a red dragon and turned into a harpy as a result. Now, right off the bat, Farnin absolutely mops the floor with 3 parties, making it crystal clear who's in charge. The highlight of this fight scene is its animation. Everything about this scene was spot on.
It looks good.
Genuinely chilling to watch.
Some people really say this is a good anime. There might be something here, bro.
So many people overlook this series. It truly deserves a
Okay.
especially after this moment.
Okay, I'm gonna put this 14.
So even if things go south, you know there's a chance for a comeback in this one. Even though it's more about cooking, I was surprised at just how dynamic and well animated these fight scenes were. And not to mention, seeing that no plot armor was
14
reserved for
spot.
side characters made things look even more brutal.
14 spot.
You know, I enjoy reading a good adventure light novel every so often, and I love getting completely immersed in the story. Sometimes I even lose track of time.
This is an ad.
For someone who vibes with that, let me introduce you to today's sponsor, Web Novel. Web Novel is an online Pokemon, but with higher stakes and a deeper storyline. Born into poverty, Carl's only chance at greatness is the annual Elite Recruitment Day, where students awaken the Beastmaster. Sounds pretty cool, right? Think of it like Pokemon, but with higher stakes and a deeper storyline. Born into poverty, Carl's new worlds meet unforgettable characters.
Shout out Web Novel.
In an adventure you won't forget.
100 Years Quest. I'm not locked in 100 Years Quest right now. Natsu versus Water Dragon King. I have a hit or miss relationship with Fairy Tail, to be honest. I think it's cool, but
Now, the Water Dragon King isn't an ordinary majestic character. It's a massive and shimmering powerhouse.
When it comes to Fairy Tail, like, more than likely there's some type of power friendship that ruins the fight.
As soon as they see that terrifying creature. While Natsu was all about frying the Water Dragon King with his flames, sadly his flames proved to be really weak against him. But after consuming the flames of hell, Natsu turns the tables and beats the Water Dragon King.
Of course, he consumes some type of flames to win. Okay, of course. I'll put this 15.
It's easily the best fairy tale has ever looked. Also, I absolutely love the fact that Lucy was the only one who could calm Natsu down, even while getting burnt in the process, which is a testament.
I mean, we've seen that before too. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put that number 15 spot. 15. Rogue versus Purgatory Viola, Metallic Rose. Gives me Neon Genesis vibes. Let me turn this down a little bit. Actually, I could.
Metallic Rouge, where Rouge fights Purgatory Viola, and it's nothing short of an electrifying spectacle. As the battle kicks off, it's a world.
It reminds me of what's that anime, like SG, something like that.
And in the end, Rouge wins with one powerful punch, making all of Viola's earliest swordsmanship seem pointless. The animation of this fight is top-notch, with fluid movements and perfect fight choreography.
I'm not a big fan of mecha type fights.
Because it was a banger.
I personally don't like them that much.
As the chorus fades, it's just wow. It sends chills down my spine. Getting good animation is nice, but pairing it up with some mouth-dropping music is even
I'll
better.
put it 16.
Has some significance to the plot, as she was the one who took Rouge from the streets and even gave her a job.
I might be underrating it, but I don't really like mecha fights that much personally. Ooh, Mashal. Let's go. Rain versus Macaron. I really like this fight in the manga because we got to see what Rain was really about. Oh, this looks clean. Orochimaru, I can see it. Oh, this looks great. And when you see his like third or secondth or something like that, his god power basically. It's so fire. I'm gonna give this an 8.
respect he has unmatched during this fight. And he looks so
Rain versus
badass as well.
Macron is getting a number
Everything
8 spot for
about the
me,
fighter.
gentlemen and ladies. Blind rankings, I think we're cooking right now. I think this gets an 8 for me. Oh, my hero. Stars and Stripes versus Shigaraki. L. Ad. So here's all right. While we get in the break, here's the ranking so far, the blind ranking. So I have Rain versus Macron number 8. Let me full screen it while we're doing this ad. 8, Harley Quinn versus Katana, number 12, and then you can see the rest. I'm not gonna name all of them. I think so far so good. I think my rankings are pretty good so far as of right now. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go back to what we're doing.
Breaking into this list is the highly anticipated battle between the All Might of America, Star and Stripe, and Tomura Shigaraki. As soon as the 7th season dropped, we were treated to this clash right in the first episode, and it was absolutely awesome. Star and Stripe are portrayed as the perfect hero, almost too perfect for anyone else to shine. Her quirk lets her manipulate her surroundings and even set
This
rules
fight
for
was
herself and
very
others. However,
interesting when I
during
read
her
it in the
battle with
manga.
Tomura, she struggled to use her powers effectively because she was up against both him and All for One. This battle was one of the most thrilling in My Hero
Oh,
Academia
look at
history. The
look at
animation,
that.
the action, and just the overall epicness were top notch. Not only did she deliver an incredible fight, but she also makes Shigaraki feel beatable. Small role, huge impact. If it weren't for his plot armor, he would have died from the ballistic missiles alone.
Mm. I'll put it right above Rain versus Macaron. Shigaraki. Honestly, this could be top 5 versus Stars and Stripes.
Next on the list, Kengan Ashura Season 2 serves us with...
I honestly should have put it in the top 5. Now, King and Ashura, I've read of all King and Ashura. I've read quite a bit of King and Omega, but I just stopped. No good reason, to be honest.
most
I'm
intense fights between Oma Tokida and Kuroki Gensai. These
Gensai is
two
a
are the kinds
demon,
of
bro.
fighters who make you want to stop what you're doing and just watch it all. Now, Oma is known for his incredible strength and brutal fighting
I don't
style,
really like the
and then there's
CGI though.
Kuroki Gensai, the Devil Lance. Kuroki is the polar opposite of Oma's wild and aggressive style. The fight's so visually appealing that it will keep your eyes glued to the screen. I love how Oma's busting out all these crazy
I just don't like
esoteric
the
superhero
CGI, but I
techniques
like
with
the
flashing names,
choreography.
while Kuroki's over here like elbow strike, back fist, palm strike, straight to the point and deadly effective. Also, the animation, albeit not your usual style, surely does a great job of showing
I'm
the
gonna have to put it
intensity of every
19.
move.
Sorry,
The transitions between each hit are
I just
smooth,
don't like
and
the
you really feel
CGI.
the power behind each strike. It's
Just not a
hilarious
fan.
how Kuroki hit Omar so hard, Kengan Ashura turned into Street Fighter 4 for a second. Kuroki really destroyed the protagonist's rival, his nemesis, and the main character in one tournament.
Gensai was a demon in this tournament, bro. He was a demon. I was so surprised that he won it all. I was so shocked. Oh, Demon Slayer. Now we're talking.
This year, we get the thrilling Hashira training arc, where the Hashiras and low-ranking Demon Slayers train tirelessly for the battle against demons. The standout training session for me is the sparring between Muichiro, Sanemi, and Obanai. It's definitely a sight to behold, and it's a training session that you're not going to want to miss. You see, the fight kicks off at such a lightning-fast pace that it's almost impossible to follow everyone's movements. You've got 3 powerhouse Hashiras going all out, and it's the perfect showcase of their insane skills, or should I say Muichiro's
Oh, this looks
insane
fire,
skills.
bro.
Seriously, who would have thought that he'd be so confident facing off against Sanami and Obanai at the same time? And the fact that there are sparks coming from wooden swords is saying a lot. Watching them battle with that level of intensity.
Hey, what is the fact that he was 1v2ing and he felt confident? Why is nobody giving him that respect? Oh, I should have watched this arc, bro. I should have watched this arc. I didn't know they were doing anime original content, and nobody told me about it. Uh, Sanami versus Obanai versus Muchiro. That looks good. I'm gonna put it 10 though. Sanami uh, versus Muchiro. I'm just going based off the names they told me. I forgot everybody's name was on me.
Intensity and passion isn't only exciting, but also shows how strong they've become. It's a jaw-dropping preview of the epic battles that lie ahead.
They cooking. Demon Slayer always cooks. It's always a top fight in anime. Period. Rudius' party versus Hydra. Never will watch Shoko Tensei. I did not like it when I tried it. But shout out.
Back at it again. Let's go to Mushoku Tensei, where Rudius' party fought the Hydra. Remember how Rudius and Paul had been trying to trace Zenith for years, ever since she disappeared in that weird teleport incident? Well, in the latest season, our heroes are able to track her down and are all about saving her. But it's not that easy. Turns out a terrifying Hydra has her in its clutches, and in order to free Zenith, they have to fight the Hydra. Now, the Hydra's CGI design might seem a little weird at first, but it actually
is a
blends
bit
well
weird.
with the background and characters, so it's not distracting as the fight goes on. What really makes this fight memorable, though, is the emotional punch it packs. Just when the Hydra is nearly defeated, it pulls off one last surprise attack, and Paul jumps in to save Rudius, taking the hit instead. That moment adds a whole new level of intensity and makes the scene unforgettable. And the fact that they released this episode on Father's Day was something we never recovered from. And of course, like every battle in Mushoku Tensei, the animation is top tier and will blow your mind.
For the emotional impact, I'll give it a little bit of a boost, but I'll put it 17. So actually, I'm not giving it a boost at all. Rudius Party versus Hydra. The CGI wasn't really selling me, but the emotional moment seems pretty cool. Ooh, Kafka versus Isao. Animation not the most clean, but it's still cool. Oh, there we go.
Battle between Kafka and Isao from Kaiju number 8 is hands down one of the most epic yet underrated fights this year. When Kafka found himself up against the Director General of the Defense Force, he knew he wasn't going to get away unscathed. He had to turn into his Kaiju form to take as little damage as he could, but unfortunately, Kafka turned into his Berserk Kaiju form and lost control over himself. The fight is intense, nerve-wracking, and straight up jaw-dropping. Although Kaiju number 8 isn't godly like Demon Slayer, the movement still managed to become clean and precise. What I really love about this fight scene is how Kafka refuses to let his Kaiju form harm Isao in front of his daughter, which adds a lot more emotion to the whole scene.
I'll give it a 13.
He injures himself to put an end to the chaos he's causing. Now, I want to see what happens when the guy goes all out. It was a pure battle of strength, and seeing Kafka turn red was just...
Because there was nothing crazy, even in the manga, with the fight. It wasn't like a long-winded type thing. It wasn't really to the death. Now, Elusive Samurai? Now we're talking.
The Elusive Samurai
Now we're talking.
Anime that will make you fall in love with Japanese history, while the fight between Dogiyuki and Shokan will make you love the series itself. See, Dogiyuki is pretty good at running, and when he runs, he makes sure to spin your head and give you a bad headache. Now that's exactly what Dogiyuki did against Shokan, and he absolutely destroyed him with a big smile.
I really like Tokiyuki. He's such a good character. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's top 5 right there, boy.
It just creates an action sequence that's hard to look away from. This moment is the best example of how sometimes speed can overwhelm strength. The colors of Shokan's blood and seeing him be truly terrified was
top 5, boy.
It looked a little bit funny, but it's still brutal as you can see Shokan slowly lost his mind before he was even beaten by Dogiyuki.
And the fact that he has a smile at like the entire fight is so funny. And I remember this moment perfectly in the manga. We just gave up. Oh, Fern and Furion versus Furion? Oh. Top 3.
Talking about an action sequence that's hard to look away from, we have this legendary fight between Fern and Freeran with Freeran's clone. Now, Freeran's clone not only resembles her, but also possesses all of her powers. Battles between two evenly matched opponents are always a treat to watch, but this one really stands out because both fighters share the same abilities.
Really great fight. Freeran.
Freeran is a mage.
I drew on my shirt.
Over 1,000 years of experience, making her incredibly powerful.
What am I, 12?
Even her clone
I'm an idiot.
created a literal black hole out of thin air. The fight was a breathtaking showcase of magic, bursting with vibrant colors that lit up.
Top 3, no doubt about it.
The final blow, marking that moment as one of the best of this winter. The calmness Freeran has through this fight was mind-boggling. She had the confidence in her student, and that really showed how much she trusts Fern. What made it even more impactful, though, was the foreshadowing. If it wasn't the Demon King who was defeated by Freeran, it was destined to be a human mage.
That was fire. That was fire. Free Run's so good. Oh, we talking Windbreaker? Sakura versus Taogum? Oh, this is a great fight. I really like this fight when I watched it in Windbreaker. Oh, where am I gonna rate this? It's not better. I'll put it 6.
Next up is Windbreaker, another thrilling delinquent anime following Tokyo Revengers and the electrifying duel between our main boy Sakura and Joe Dogame. Sakura really showed some serious guts going up against Joe, especially since Joe absolutely wrecked him. I mean, ouch. But give Sakura credit, he didn't back down without a fight.
Sakura's a
Managed to land
demon.
some solid hits on Joe before going down. Other animation
I wish he had a
take
different name,
Windbreaker
though.
when it comes to animating hand-to-hand combat scenes. The animation was dynamic. The raw intensity and smooth motion of every punch and kick were absolutely breathtaking, raising the bar for action sequences in the genre. I absolutely love raw, powerful fights, and this fight between Sakura and Joe definitely fits the bill. It's just the beginning, and I can't wait to see what Windbreaker has to offer us.
Yo, Tagame is my guy. Once you find out how he really is, oh, so good. Shangri-La? Okay, well. All right, let me show off my rankings. Let's update it. These ads actually help me do the rankings. So these are my updated rankings, as you guys can see. Um, don't mind my legibility, my writing. Uh, but I think my rankings are looking pretty good so far. I have a couple spots left. We need a banger for number 1 and number 2, but Fern and Freeman versus Freeman Clone is tough. So I mean, that probably could have been number 1. I'm not gonna lie. Sonraka versus.
Moving on, we have Sunraku versus Weathermon from Shangri-La Frontier. Sunraku from Shangri-La Frontier is the guy who's always prepared for what's to come, but not against Weathermon when his preparations fall short and he found himself in a
Oh,
bit
this
of a
animation
pinch.
looks
You see,
fire.
Sunraku was against not any opponent, it was a terrifying armored samurai. But hey, we mustn't underestimate Sunraku. His quick thinking really came through when he activated the skill he needed to take on his tough opponent, leading to a clash that was absolutely amazing. The level of detail in every single frame was incredible.
Ooh.
You can see every little fragment
I'll
flying
put this
around,
9.
the sparks from their clash lighting up the scene, and even the cracks in Weathermorn's armor were shown with such care. This fight was on another level. Seriously, this series needs more hype.
Hospital fight scene. Even though Ninja Kami was terrible, this fight scene was fire. That's undeniable.
One fight that's taken the anime community by storm this year is the jaw-dropping hospital scene, and trust me, the visuals are no joke. You can really feel Higan's
I'll put this number
this
2.
fight scene where he battles a ton of ninjas, all while forcing himself out of a wheelchair. As he's being hunted, Higan cleverly uses their own weapons against them, along with his ninjutsu, turning into an unstoppable force of nature. And just when you think it can't get any more intense, you get a first-person view of Higan taking.
Unfortunately, this anime sucks.
A trail of defeated ninjas behind him as he moves through the hospital. The
But this fight was
the
amazing.
animation is absolutely next level. Plus, the tempo of the background
He was so
music
locked
matches
into.
the fight's pace perfectly, adding to the excitement. Honestly, this
Especially when he was on the roof.
Yes, while I agree that this anime started and ended differently, you can't deny the epicness of this particular scene. It really had me on the edge of my seat.
The fumble that is Ninja Kamui. Aokiji versus Garp. Could this be number 1? Could this be number 1? I feel like there might be a Bleach one. Is there a Bleach one that's better?
punches. Garp versus Kuzan.
All right, we're back.
Definitely had chills watching this, right? The way Garp launched his entire
Garp
ship
versus
into the air by
Aokiji.
creating
Where's
a
that
punch
pen I
vacuum
had?
in the ocean, only to follow it up with a giant fist crashing down on Blackbeard's crew, wiping out a huge portion of the island, was absolutely thrilling. And then his confrontation with Kuzan, where both of them seemed to question everything, was another big highlight of the battle. Now at this point, I think the most intense parts of the fight are behind us. Kuzan's line, "You trained a troublesome enemy," followed by Garp's emotional response, "You're expelled," really hit hard, don't you think? It was one of those moments that reminds you that these characters aren't just powerhouses. They've got history, feelings.
Is this number one? I'm putting number
Going on. And it wasn't just
4.
about the punches or flashy techniques. It was the emotional weight behind them. You could feel the pain of a mentor facing off against a former student.
There might be one that's better. I have 1 and 11 left. I have 1 and 11 left.
Ideals, personal regrets.
That might be one. I might have folded, but there might be one that I'm not thinking about right now. That could be better. This is 11. Will versus Julius. This was a good one, but it's not better than all the ones I talked about.
As a marketing consultant.
W ads, make your money. So, here's the rankings so far. I need a banger for number 1 for this list to be perfect. I think the list is pretty good so far, right? Number 2 is the hospital scene for Ninja Kamui. Number 3 is Furun and Freeman versus Freeman's clone. Number 4 is Garp versus Aokiji. Number 5 is Tokiyuki versus Shokin. Number 6 is Sakura versus Tagami. Number 7, Shigaraki versus Stars and Stripes. 8, Rain versus Makaron. 9, Sunraku versus Weatherman. And 10, Sanemi and Oberai versus Muchiro. I think that's pretty good so far. So I need a banger for number 1. All right. Will versus Julius is not number 1.
The fight between Will and Julius from Wisteria is such a jewel that you want to watch again and again. From the very start, you can sense
Sensei versus Lily Barrow, I would take for number 1. I would not be mad at that being number 1, to be honest. I like that fight. You could still. If you give me a good Bleach one, then we're locked. We're locked. We're absolutely locked.
Will faces off against Julius and his clones with an intensity that's truly impressive. The battle is nothing short of epic.
This was a good fight, though. I really liked it. Will was on timing. He wanted revenge because Julius was talking crap. It was a good fight. Because Julius really thought he was him.
And the moment when Will delivers a final crushing punch to Julius was absolutely unforgettable. Julius even did that cringy evil laugh at the beginning, which made this even more satisfying.
Sure. Oh, they didn't go Bleach. Sung Jinwoo versus Igris.
Last but not least, we have the battle between Sung Jinwoo and Igris from
I'm not mad at it.
Sung Jinwoo, the upcoming Shadow Monarch, has come a long way from being a weak E-grade hunter. On the other side, we have Igris, the powerful knight with his skills that rival even the best hunters. His combat experience and overwhelming strength are no joke. At first, Igris confidently believes that he's got this in the bag, managing to momentarily put Jinwoo in his place. But here's where things take a turn. Jinwoo taps into his real god mode. Ditching his weapon, he goes bare-fisted against Igris. It's just amazing. Just like the manhwa, the anime didn't cut corners in terms of animation and fight choreography. What made this even better was that Igris even dropped his sword and started throwing hands. But the ending was just perfect as the voice actor went wild and the iconic red and white impact frame caught me off guard. That's why I can easily say it's one of the most memorable fights of the decade so far.
Okay, I'm not mad at it. I think I have a purpose list for the top 10 or top 20 or whatever. Sung Jinwoo versus Igris, solid. So here's my official ranking based off that was video. I think there were some pretty good fights. No Bleach fights is kind of tough, but Sung Jinwoo versus Igris number 1. Hospital Ninja fight in Ninja Kamui's number 2. Fern and Freeman versus Freeman Cole number 3. Garp versus Aokiji number 4. Tokiyuki versus Shokin number 5. Sakura versus Togami number 6, and then you can read the rest. I don't gotta bore you with the details, but let me know what you agreed with or disagreed with in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Y'all have a good one. Take care and peace.